Kachemak is an indigenous culture that thrived in what is now known as Alaska, particularly in the Kachemak Bay area. The Kachemak people are part of the larger Alutiiq or Subsistence group, who are indigenous to the southern coast of Alaska. Being part of the Alutiiq or Subsistence group highlights the cultural unity and diversity among the indigenous peoples of Alaska's southern coast. The Kachemak culture dates back at least 7,500 years, as evidenced by archaeological sites along the coast. Archaeological sites, like the Beluga Point site, reveal the complexity of Kachemak dwellings and their innovative architectural solutions for coastal living. Kachemak culture's 7,500-year history is testament to the enduring traditions and adaptations to environmental changes over millennia. They were skilled hunters and fishers, relying heavily on marine resources like salmon, seals, and whales for sustenance. Their reliance on marine resources was strategic, with seasonal cycles dictating when and how they hunted and fished. The Kachemak people lived in semi-subterranean houses called barabara, which were designed to withstand harsh coastal winters. The barabara's design, with a sod roof and entrance tunnel, minimized heat loss and protected inhabitants from harsh winds and snow. They used driftwood, sod, and whalebone for constructing their homes, showcasing their adaptability to the environment. The use of whalebone in construction not only demonstrated resourcefulness, but also honored the importance of whales in their culture. The Kachemak had a complex social structure with hierarchical roles, including chiefs, kayak, and shamans, Engelku. The hierarchical structure included a class of skilled craftsmen and women whose expertise was essential to the community's well-being. Kachemak art was characterized by intricate carvings on wood, bone, and ivory, often depicting animals and spiritual symbols. Kachemak carvings often depicted spirits and animals, reflecting their belief in the supernatural and interconnectedness of all living things. They had a rich oral tradition, passing down history, legends, and cultural knowledge through storytelling. Oral traditions help preserve the knowledge of natural cycles, navigation, and survival techniques, crucial for future generations. The Kachemak people practiced animism, believing that all natural elements had spirits, and shamans played a central role in spiritual practices. Animistic beliefs included rituals to appease spirits and ensure the continuation of natural cycles, essential for their survival. They developed sophisticated technologies, such as harpoons with detachable heads for efficient hunting. Detachable harpoon heads increased hunting efficiency, allowing for less risk and more successful hunts. The Kachemak traded with other indigenous groups, exchanging goods like sea otter furs for copper and other materials. Trade networks extended beyond the immediate area, facilitating cultural exchange and technological advancements. The region's climate and geography influenced their seasonal migrations, moving between coastal settlements and interior camps. Seasonal migrations followed the movement of wildlife, demonstrating their intimate knowledge of seasonal patterns and ecosystems. Kachemak clothing was made from animal hides and furs, often sewn with sinew and adorned with decorative elements. Clothing designs were not just functional, they also conveyed social status and personal identity through intricate decorations. They used kayaks, ikyak, for transportation and hunting, which were tailored to navigate the rough coastal waters. Kayaks were tailored for individual hunters, with designs specific to the local water conditions and hunting practices. The Kachemak language, part of the larger Penutian language family, is now considered extinct, with the last fluent speaker passing away in the late 20th century. The loss of the Kachemak language highlights the importance of language preservation efforts in maintaining cultural identity. Traditional Kachemak cuisine centered around seafood, but also included land animals like caribou and berries when available. Traditional diets were balanced, ensuring nutrition from both land and sea, contributing to their overall health and resilience. Potlatches were significant cultural events where the Kachemak shared food, celebrated, and exchanged gifts. Potlatches reinforced social cohesion and redistribution of wealth, embodying Kachemak values of generosity and community. The Kachemak people had a deep understanding of the natural world and practiced sustainable resource management. Sustainable practices like rotational hunting grounds ensured resources were not depleted, showing their long-term ecological stewardship. The The Russian colonization in the 18th century had a profound impact on Kachemak culture, leading to assimilation and changes in lifestyle. Russian influence led to syncretism, where Christian elements merged with indigenous spiritual practices, creating a unique cultural blend in Kachemak culture. The Orthodox Christianity introduced by Russian missionaries was adopted by many Kachemak people, blending with their traditional beliefs. The integration of orthodoxy allowed for preservation of some cultural practices under a new religious framework. The Kachemak Bay National Estuarine Research Reserve honors and studies the ecological and cultural significance of the area. The Kachemak Bay National Estuarine Research Reserve not only protects biodiversity, but also serves as a living archive of cultural heritage. The modern Kachemak community, while assimilated into broader Alaskan and American cultures, still values and revives its heritage. Revival efforts like language classes and cultural festivals demonstrate the community's commitment to keeping their heritage alive. The annual Kachemak Bay Shorebird Festival celebrates the region's wildlife and cultural ties to nature. The festival highlights the bay's importance as a migratory bird habitat, connecting modern environmentalism with Kachemak's respect for nature. The Alaskan Museum in Kodiak, Alaska, showcases the Kachemak and Subsistence heritage through exhibits and educational programs. The Alaskan Museum archives and exhibits artifacts, preserving stories and craftsmanship for future generations. Traditional dances and songs have been revived and are performed by Kachemak descendants during cultural events. Reviving dances and songs helps transmit cultural memory, fostering a sense of identity and continuity with the past. The Kachemak people's knowledge of basket weaving using local materials like grasses and spruce root is a cherished craft. Basket weaving connects contemporary Kachemak descendants to their ancestors, preserving a traditional art form. The Kachemak Bay State Park and Wilderness Park protect areas of historical and cultural importance to the Kachemak people. These parks protect sacred sites and traditional use areas, ensuring the physical landscapes remain as part of the cultural landscape. The Kachemak tradition of communal work or potlatch labor involved the whole community in tasks like building and fishing. Potlatch labor was a form of collective action that fostered interdependence and cooperation within the community. The concept of ina in Kachemak culture signifies respect for the land and its resources, guiding traditional practices. Ina embodies a conservation ethic that recognizes the reciprocal relationship between humans and nature. Kachemak society valued interdependence, with individuals contributing to the community's well-being through specialized skills. Specialization of tasks allowed for greater efficiency and was a key aspect of their societal structure. The use of face paint and body adornments for ceremonies and celebrations was common among the Kachemak. Face painting and adornments were not solely decorative, they communicated social rank, clan affiliation, and spiritual connections. The Kachemak people had a deep understanding of medicinal plants and their healing properties. Knowledge of medicinal plants was passed down through generations, highlighting their holistic approach to health. The practice of making skin boats like baydarkas continues as a way to connect with Kachemak maritime heritage. Building and maintaining skin boats is a tangible link to the past, preserving nautical skills and cultural pride. The Kachemak Bay area is rich in archaeological sites, like the Kilbuck Kachemak site, offering insights into their past. Kilbuck Kachemak and other sites yield artifacts that provide insights into daily life, technology, and spiritual beliefs. The Kachemak believed in the interconnectedness of life, which is reflected in their conservation practices. Their understanding of interconnectedness informed conservation practices, ensuring resource availability for future generations. Traditional games and sports like the blanket toss were not only recreational but also served as training for survival skills. Traditional games like the blanket toss also tested physical strength and agility, preparing young people for challenges. The Kachemak had a system of trails connecting their settlements, reflecting their extensive knowledge of the landscape. The trail system, such as the historic Kachemak Bay trails, mapped the land's topography and cultural history. The Kachemak Bay Watch program engages locals in monitoring the bay's health, preserving both the environment and cultural legacy. Kachemak Bay Watch engages the community in stewardship, combining cultural heritage with environmental conservation. The Kachemak people had rituals for honoring ancestors and marking significant life events, such as births and deaths. Ancestor veneration practices maintained a connection to the past, reinforcing community values and continuity. The Kachemak culture contributed to the diverse tapestry of Native Alaskan art, influencing styles across the region. Kachemak art's influence on regional styles demonstrates the cultural richness and artistic exchanges across Alaskan tribes. The Kachemak people adapted to the arrival of Europeans, demonstrating resilience and the ability to incorporate new elements while preserving core traditions. Adaptation and resilience allowed the Kachemak to integrate new technologies and ideas without losing their core identity. Traditional place names in the Kachemak language, though changed over time, still hold cultural significance. Place names carry the echoes of the Kachemak language, preserving cultural geography and historical narratives. The Kachemak Bay Wildlife Refuge protects habitats that were vital to the subsistence lifestyle of the Kachemak people. The refuge's protection supports the wildlife that sustained the Kachemak, maintaining the ecological balance they respected. The concept of umuak, meaning to be knowledgeable, was highly valued, emphasizing the importance of education and wisdom. Umuak emphasized the value of wisdom and knowledge, which was passed down through elders to younger generations. Kachemak toolmaking was advanced with stone, bone, and antler implements crafted for various purposes. Their toolmaking skills showed innovation and practicality, with each piece reflecting the needs of a particular task. The Kachemak culture's legacy is preserved through the repatriation of ancestral artifacts to local communities. Repatriation efforts return sacred objects to their communities, restoring cultural dignity and historical links. Today, some Kachemak descendants maintain a connection to their heritage through language revitalization efforts.